tell you what, man. I'll tell you the story. I gotta tell you about how Operation Dumbo Drop came around. Now, there's a long history of why you should be thanking vets, from a lot of different countries. It says, hold on, let me. Uh-huh. Okay. Yep. Okay, I got it. You ready? Let me tell you. This is some funny stuff, man. So try not to laugh, okay? I don't have two people make me laugh this week, man. Finally. I was like, man, that's pretty funny. I can't believe you made me laugh. Oh, man, it's okay. So I go to Denny's. I have a cup of coffee. I'm drinking the coffee. I'm thinking back. I was like, hey, remember I was trying to, figure this stuff out, man. I'm like, hey, they're trying to figure this stuff out, man. Can't figure this stuff out, right? I'm drinking the coffee. This is, man, nobody understood what he was talking about. So I go back to Denny's this time, and I'm like, drinking coffee. The guy comes out from some crazy research base, man, like some alien angel research army base from somewhere, some research lab. And I was like, I had amnesia at the time, so I couldn't remember who he was, man. It was one of those crazy doctors from way back when, but he wasn't really crazy. He was crazy, like crazy cool, man. So he goes, man, this is a guy who's going to reunite the United States. He's like, what are you talking about? I says, yeah, man, I got to get people to be nice to each other. How do you get people to be nice to each other? I says, well, I remember the history, man. Like the timeline stuff. He goes, man, don't you remember time travel stuff? I was like, no, man, I got amnesia. It must hit my head on the way through. And he says, okay, I'll tell you what. Let's do a little unveiling party, huh? Piercing the veil, okay? And I said, pierce the veil? Yeah, man, nobody pierced the veil in a long time. So now we can, like, say some stuff, man, and not get in trouble for it. But we got to make sure we keep our language clear, okay? For the kids, okay? This is for the kids, man. This is an unveiling birthday present, okay? Now check this out. I want to tell you how crazy your grandmother, your grandfather, your mother, and your fathers were, and your fathers and fathers and fathers before them, and your mothers and mothers before them. So we're going to do a quick run through history. Tell you more about the last video with the birthday presents. Okay? Now, I got to tell you about this Dumbo drop, okay? Now, if you look at it from a distance, remember I was trying to tell you about perception. If you look at it from a distance, you got a parachute. Remember I was telling you about the Mars mission? Hey, NASA, this is for you, NASA, okay? Hey, okay, can you guys get a close-up? Okay, here, hold on. Why we do this for NASA, man? Well, we did a lot of stuff for NASA, and then NASA did a lot of stuff for us. And then a bunch of countries did a lot of stuff for us, and we did a lot of stuff for other countries, and then a bunch of us and other countries did a bunch of stuff for NASA, and then NASA did a bunch of stuff for us, and then he says, we could make like a regular Christmas thing out of this, like every other week or something, And he says, well, we could pick one day a year, for the kids, like, maybe like the 25th, because somebody dropped a quarter for somebody who cares. He says, here's a quarter, call someone who cares, man. He says, well, it's expensive to do a quarter right now. Well, maybe we get a little more researches, and in research, maybe we could do a little more fun stuff, And it says, might be like Christmas, like every other week with a school teacher or something, a field trip, and, a lot of science camp stuff, man. Science camp, that's boring, man. You know how many people want to go to science camp? No, nobody wants to go to science camp. Well, how about space camp? Space camp? Well, if we can get to outer space, then we could get people interested in space camp. And I says, oh, that's a pretty good idea. I says, well, we used to be in space. I mean, that's no lie. Everybody knows the truth. I mean, come on, man. You got all this stuff, and like, you really think as fast as technology changed over, said, here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go. Hey, what's on your way? Here's the technology. Okay, here you go. I mean, like, man, you think we just came up with that in the last 200 years? You know how long we had to work to try to get back to space after we blew each other up? He says, man, I'll tell you what, we do a brain games, right? So he says, brain Olympic Games. How are we going to do that? Brain Olympic Games? Brain Olympic Games. Check this out, okay? This is a super gift, man. Remember the crazy squirrel that flies? I did a video in front of them all. I said, look, Mission Impossible, okay? Now, this is how you make Mission Impossible possible. You ready? I'm going to show you some of the great things that, the governments around the world. Everybody thinks government's lame, man. Hey, the ruler of China, the ruler of Japan, North and South Korea. I want to show you how cool these people are, man. You don't even know those people, I'm going to show you how cool they are, though, man. I'll tell you some of the history, okay? And they did some messed up stuff to each other, but, later they laughed about it and said, looking back, man, yeah, that was kind of stupid. That's kind of funny, too, So, like, ha, 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 And it's like, hey, did you get a load of that Robin Williams stuff? Like, man, I can't believe that. I'm blown away, man. Like sitting in a chair, man, and the sound coming from the TV is like blowing away, like. It's like, well, maybe we'll prep them for that with some skydiving, man. It's like, man, so you tell me, yeah, man, Robin Williams, like, He's like, I'm not jumping out of an airplane, man. I might die. Can you get Tom Cruise or somebody like that to do it? Tom Cruise, yeah, Tom Cruise says, I'll do it. So he doesn't, and he says, man, but I saw that other guy do it first, man. Well, he did it first, yeah, man. He's like, you know, that other guy, you know, the commando dude, like, I'll be back on a Schwarzenegger, Total Recall kind of stuff. He says, man, if we can get people to do wisdom, man, I'll do the wisdom thing for West Side, man. Get all those West Side people, right? So Arnold Schwarzenegger, like, man, hey, what about the kid, man? And Prince is like, Purple Rain, man. Hey, this one's for the kid, man. And he's like, oh, the kid? Yeah, all those kids, those Purple Heart, you know, veteran guys, man. All those kids, man. You know, boom, right in the face. We're getting all those kids, man. You know, and they're like, whoa, this is totally cool. So, man, space camp, man. Like they promised that one guy's kid, and they forgot about it. And it says, man, Army Corps of Engineers, that backup for that, like a time capsule thing, man. Like, they sent him through time, man. Flat on a wall, man. It's like, oh, God, he can't remember anything. It's like, he steps back out, and they're like, hey, remember that semi-truck that ran over him? Yeah, he had a bag full of bricks, man. You see that movie? And he says, no, man, just pick up his bike, set it over there. Okay, now I need a couple guys. Yeah, bring me some of them aliens. Okay, you got the aliens? Okay, look, we got to get this ready to go. Okay, we need a couple angels. Okay, yeah. Hey, and the angel, man, that flew down here real quick and said, hey, I need you to save that alien angel dude. Tune him back up. And he says, okay, now I need you to clear the set. I need you to put, we'll get a car there spun sideways, and you get that guy to walk up and be like, hey, man, you okay? And dust the shoulders off for him, okay? Okay, I was like, hey, man, oh, that's pretty cool, thanks. He says, all right, I'll tell you what. Now, we need to tell them what really happened, okay? And we're going to set up an Olympic sport, and it'll be like a new Olympic sport, and they'll be like, man, what are you talking about? Well, we had the javelin toss for the Knights of the Round Table. Remember Knights of the Round Table? Javelin, they're riding at each other with horses with javelins, like stabbing each other, throwing them off horses. Like, that's not cool. We're making an Olympic game. We'll throw the javelin into thin air at the invisible enemy, and then it'll fall down like a yard dart, all right? So we're in this, you know, alien angel community, you know, with all the alien technology and stuff. And my dad's like, I need my son to be simple, okay? And he says, man, here's a yard dart. Now see where it lands. My brother's like, land in the pool, put a hole in the pool, it's draining the water out. My dad's like, oh my God, I can't believe John did that. He threw a yard dart, it landed in the pool, put a hole in the pool, water's draining out. Travel back in time, quick. Agent Cable, you're no longer James Bond. We need you to be Agent Cable. You're going back in time, and you're going to fix that stuff, man, because John threw a yard dart, it landed in the pool, it put a hole in the bottom of the pool, and man, we're kicking you off the mountain. You got to go down to the valley just because of that. And while you're at it, I need you to go to Florida and talk to the Space Center, okay? Because John threw a yard dart in the pool, it put a hole in the bottom of the pool, and the water is draining out, and now we're going to have a drought, and nobody's going to have any water to grow crops. That's not cool, man. Okay, I need you to talk to Bill Cosby, okay? We need black and white books for education for this kind of stuff. Bill Cosby is going to be like the Jell-O pudding pop. I can't believe you didn't make a Jell-O pudding pop for those kids that were starving and need some Jell-O and maybe like a bounce back, you know? Bounce back, yeah, man. Put a smile on their face, man. They're hungry, they're starving, they got no food, no water, and it Bill Cosby, okay? Now we got Bill and Billy Kirk up there at the top of the mountain doing the Billy the Kid stuff down there with Mexico. James Kirk, I need you to land that damn USS Enterprise, and I need you to bring that sub from out of water like a Deep Star 6. I need you to get to that person, walk them over to New Mexico, get across the Rio Grande, and make everything Rio Grande in the future. Now, I need you to get back on that submarine, talk to those Navy ships, do a Philadelphia experiments, travel back in time, talk to those space marines, get some real crazy quantum space mechanics going on, doing crazy cool stuff. And if we got to do a slingshot out of a mechanical aircraft carrier, man, and we use it like a little slingshot, I need you to remember to give one of those kids when they was a kid walking down the rail tracks like Lean On Me kind of stuff, you know, and then pull it back like a Alvin and Chipmunks with a slingshot, man. And while you're at it, I need you to be real earnest about it. When your son wakes up, tell him about Ernest goes to camp, saves the world, and Ernest goes to camp, saves the world. And say it again one more time. Ernest goes to camp, saves the world, and says, man, sing that. Okay? Now, let's talk about this birthday present for everybody, huh? So I said, tell you what, they forgot about it for a minute, man. They thought everybody was kidding. I says, man, let me get down here one more time. You need someone on their knee? You making fun of a black person out there sweating down on one knee? You know, one knee. Hey, Oni. Beautiful. Hebrew. Omni. Omni. You know, I got pins and wires, man, but I flew off a motorcycle, landed, and started walking. So I says, man, look at this. You're like, tell you what, man. You know what that guy was kneeling for? He says, man, I'm kneeling. I need my country to look like my country again. He was kneeling for all the African Americans that are going, hey, if you want to go to Africa, go to Africa. But while you're on your way to Africa, I need that country to look like my country, America. It's like, you mean that guy was squatting on the field on one knee, not because of America? No, man. It was because he had a bunch of people in America acting like they were in Africa. I'm like, you're in America, man. America's supposed to be trying to fix Africa, and the rest of the world, what are you doing? So we go over, they do it, the same thing in front of the Queen of England, and it says somebody called James Bond. You know, his number is in with 007, man. And it's Infinity Beyond, man. I ain't gonna tell you the rest, but I'll tell you this. I thank God every day that guy travels through time and says, son, you're gonna get run over by a semi-truck. Somebody tried to throw you under the train. I says, I'm gonna send an angel there. I said, thank you very much, Dad. Proud to be of service, man. He says, hey, you like a Top Gun thing? I said, yeah, it was my favorite movie. Well, that's why the Chinese people, man, and the Japanese people, they put together that Top Gun game, man. That way they remind you, hey, remember Top Gun? Can we do a Top Gun thing for all the kids around the world? He says, yeah, man, this is going to be a Top Gun thing. You know, the shot heard around the world with no shots fired. Win, win, win. Everybody wins. And they go, man, how can you do that? I says, well, you know, you had Penn and Teller. If you write it down, you could tell her when you go home, and you go home to your wife and you're safe, and you're like, hey, honey, look at what I saw on TV today. It was on my tricorder from Star Trek, man. Tricorder from Star Trek, you know? I says, I'll tell you what. I said, I'm going to do one better for you. My Uncle Gary was a magician and a cop. That's a citizen on patrol, man. Support the blue. My dad's like, man, I was in the Navy. Support the blue, man. Blue Ocean from NASA, creating cool stuff, and submarines under the water. And don't forget about the Coast Guard, okay? Now, got an Air Force, Space Marine stuff, man. Okay, we got an important business to do. And they go, man, what are you talking about? I says, well, I had to pray about it, man. And while I was in that quantum chamber, man, it's all weird stuff. I mean, there's so much information, man. I'm like, I got to talk to Robin Williams, too, man. And he said, man, let me tell you about this. I says, NASA, man, nobody's paying attention to him, so I need you to get that John Crichton thing, man. The John Crichton thing. He says, yeah, man. What we're going to do is going to get a good friend of yours to be like a Cretan. And, man, he's going to act like a Cretan? Man, I mean, he's just pretending, man. He's pretending to be a Cretan. It's like, oh, he's pretending to be a Cretan? He says, yeah, somebody had to piss you off. Well, actually pissing you off to see if we could wake you up from that coma you was in, man. I says, oh, that's what it was? He goes, yeah, man. You see, like a love bug, man. You know? And it's like a love bug. Yeah, like a 3-dimensional, 5th-dimensional box. You pick it in like a jack in a box. You wind it up like a Ford Motor Company. And, hey, surprise. Hey, and here's a little parachute, man. And he says, man, the Mars project, man, yeah, they're trying to put rockets and stuff on it, man. We knew that would really piss you off because you're trying to fix the planet. So it's like, hey, we were just kidding about that. Look at this parachute, okay? Remember when you was a kid with the handkerchief? Don't cry about it, man. But, okay, we got a little box, okay? And we're going to build it, okay? Now, I want you to check out how this Olympic game is going to go, okay? Well, a while back, he said, how are we going to get all this heavy stuff into the middle of the desert? And I says, man, that's a good question. I mean, we got an atmosphere up there, and we got a little dark stuff, you know. And it's coming down, you know, make a thing heavier because when it compressed, you know, because we're losing atmosphere. And then it's going up here, and it's like a big blob, and smacking you in the face. And like, hey, man, check it out. It's like, okay, I'll tell you what. We'll take this aircraft carrier, okay? Take this aircraft carrier, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna make an Olympic sport. You know, every year, you know, they do air shows with the airplanes. We're gonna make a cool airport, Olympic sport with planes, space trains, and mobile phones. It's already in the works, man, as we speak. You guys are playing it already and you don't even know yet. It's like, but then like, wait, we thought that was a game. It says, no, it's real life. Check this out. You're like, man, that's totally cool. It says, hey, you ever asked Top Gun? That's the sound of freedom, man. Right? Oh, now you ready for this? I gotta tell you the history of this. Operation Dumbo Drop. Now, if you remember Operation Dumbo Drop, we had so many people stealing corporate secrets and stuff, so they entrusted like certain families and secret agents with it, man. So now what we're gonna do is multiply those secret agents and then make an Olympic sport out of brain games in the physical, electronic, spiritual God world for the good of diplomacy. Now, this is where it gets really spooky, kooky, creepy, cool, but it's not creepy. It's just, that's the problem with translation. I say creepy, people think creepy. It's like, no, crazy cool. Like, not crazy, but crazy cool. Like crazy cool, like trying to fix the atmosphere. Crazy is gonna cool and fix the atmosphere along with the oceans. Now, that's a Penn and Teller magic trick. We didn't even bother patenting it. It's Uncle Gary. My Uncle Gary used to make all kind of cool stuff and just donate it. And then truckers are happy. Everybody's happy. He's a trucker too, and then he'd make a little money for himself, and then he'd take that money and he'd invest it in real estate and try to build this space program. That's what we were working on. That's why my Uncle Gary, my Uncle David, they kind of worked together in real estate. This is the real estate stuff we were talking about. Nobody understood it at the time because, you see the sea turtle? You guys are talking about Ninja Turtles. Hey, we're getting particles all over the place. You remember that? And my sea turtle. You guys, can you save my Ninja Turtle, man? Because my Ninja Turtles, he kind of messed up, but I said we're gonna make them secret agents, okay? And give them a cover story. So I put on everybody's defenses for them. Look, we got a sea turtle tail here. They don't even have. Look, how do they know how to walk, man? How can they possibly walk, man? They got like these flippers for feet, man. You ever seen that movie Flipper? Okay, so we got Flipper, man. Flipper crawling around, trying to figure out how to land this stuff, man. Okay, so I said maybe we'll give him some eyes, I says, man, that's pretty cool. It says, well, that's the turtle, man. Everybody got mad when we said Star Trek Save the Whales, so he says sea turtles, man. They're like landing pads, man. Tell you what, check it out. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take all of this, okay? All this, and we're gonna make an Olympic sport, and it's gonna wash everybody clean. And this is a NASA Blue Ocean Discovery. You see? You ready? I'm coming in like a spaceman. Like children of the sun. Houston. Here's satellite control from space camp. Coming in. You break it up. I need you to patch it through. Okay, we got it? Alright. Now we gotta tell a story about this. Okay, so this is a wavelength. Oh no, too much writing, and now I gotta get more ink, huh? This is a wavelength. Okay, and this is a variable wavelength. Okay, everybody see so far? And this is a timeline, but because of the travel through space, and sometimes you can bend the timeline, and sometimes you can get a variable timeline. And this is like what Back to the Future was trying to say, And so what we did is we put this big submarine underwater, a super submarine, man. And we're like, you remember we had that game? It was like a submarine game, but I don't remember the name of it, And then we had this, and then we had missile tubes and stuff. We explained this in another video, but I hope you watch that before you watch this one. You totally won't get this. This is totally cool, totally funny. Now this is the military boys. They had a whole lot of hands to play in this, man. It's like, hey, we're gonna go do stuff with China, Japan, the whole world. We had a G20 summit because, like, you guys remember when we did this? We could sit down, everybody got to talk, and we gotta have a good time. He says, man, are you sure? He says, man, wait till you see this, man. It's like a windshield wiper. We're like, psh, psh. Remember Mr. Miyagi? He's like, hey, wax on, wax off. Well, we had these two circles. We had like a big hurricane and a little tornado. It's like, no, man, one direction, man. We're all moving in one direction, okay? One direction. One direction. We're moving forward, man. Forward air. Okay, here we go. You ready? Okay, like a Patch Adams, like Robin Williams. Okay, we got it. You ready? Okay. So what we do is we got the we got this aircraft carrier. It's kind of like a submarine, be a sub above, kind of thing. We had commercials about that all summer. Okay, now I want to tell you about some Tom Cruise humor, man. This is like some behind the scenes stuff. Nobody even know about this, okay? Telepathy, So this is some behind the scenes stuff. And what you got, it's code name. And that's code name Tom Cruise for the cruise missiles. Okay. So this is some top secret behind the scenes stuff for the cruise missiles, okay? Tom Cruise. Okay. Now it's like some top secret stuff, man. But we're gonna let this one go, cause it's real funny. You guys are all gonna laugh, man. Okay. Now, if you already know the joke, just try shh, and just let them, cause it's really funny. So what it is we're gonna make like a curvature picture of this. Now the flight deck, okay, it was just on top. It's on top, okay. It looked like this, say it looked like this, right? So we got this flight deck, and and we're like, we gotta prepare, cause the devil show up one day and want to make a bet. And he says, I tell you what, we don't bet and we don't gamble. We're the United States military, okay? And so then the other guy says, well, we're not the devil, man, but we're gonna prep for that. Then yeah, we're gonna do something like that. It sounds cool. Well, cause we had some problems in the past. And says, okay, I tell you what, we're gonna do this thing, and we're gonna make a brain game, and we're gonna make a long-lasting Olympic sport out of it. And while we're making an Olympic sport out of it, at the same time, we're gonna fix the planet. You could fix the planet with the military, with a sub, with a boat, and with a plane. You mean you're gonna say it's a bird under the water launching? It's a plane, it's Superman? Yeah, man. Or maybe it's a bird, it's a plane, it's a Superman. Okay. So, is it a bird or a plane? Well, I've been talking to the birds, man, so it's probably a bird. Tell me about this plane. They make it this plane. And then, and it says, well, we got some planes that need some trees, so we'll make a plane on the top of the flight deck on an aircraft carrier. I said, and then the way we're gonna set up this thing, we gotta hide the football because nobody want to know where the football is. We just gotta hide it underwater somewhere, and so we put it in a submarine. A submarine? Yeah, submarine. Oh, a super. Put it in a supermarine. Okay, and that's gonna be like the space marine. Okay, so we got a space marine. Alright, but the space marine, he's like, man, I gotta be in outer space, man. What am I doing on a sub? He says, well, we do angles and dangles, man. So don't hit your head while we're doing that, because we don't want you to slide down and fall through a boat catchway somewhere, man. It's not like space. We got gravity here, man. We got like space and simulated gravity all underwater, man. You see how he did a, yeah, it's pretty cool, right? And now the space marine goes, oh, that's what that meant. He says, yeah, but you kept jarring your head, so he had to keep, protecting you. So hey, when I travel back in time and tell people, can you get one of those space marines on the side of the road where they try to run my son over? And he says, yeah, man, we'll do that. So the space marine, man, he goes back through time with cable. He stands on the side of the road, shoot the truck off the road, and he says, man, give me one of those, those undercover people, man. Okay, I need a black man right here, man. And I need him standing up with a car sideways, and I need him to jump over the rail with a motorcycle, because Prince said purple rain, man, and we got a purple hard highway, and we need a black guy standing there for Prince, okay? And so he's standing there for Prince, man. He's like, purple rain, man. Hey, I don't want to see you laughing in the purple rain, man. Hey, that car wreck might have hurt, man, but laugh a little bit. And, Michael Jackson said, heal the world, make it a better place. So after you do that, I need you to do a moonwalk for Michael Jackson, man, and laugh about it and say, look, it's just merely a flesh wound, man. We're a quest for the Holy Grail for the Queen of England, for some James Bond humor, okay? And I was like, you want us to do all that? You see what I'm talking about? You see how much stuff people ask for? So we're like, okay, we're going to do that. And this is all right. This is man. And then we got, what's a Superman? A Superman? Well, it says it's a sub, you know, emergency rescue man. You see? And it says a emergency rescue man. He says, yeah, man, this is what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to take my son, and we're going to put him in like this Army Corps of Engineer time capsule, like he's underwater in a sub, 3 layers deep, from outer space, inner space, and in a submarine underwater. And because I had to travel back through time to do all this stuff, man. So it might be a little brain damage or something, and it's, oh man, we missed a little bit and he ran into a tree, in a car wreck. He's got amnesia, so how are we gonna wake him up? And says, well, now we'll travel back through time, we'll put him asleep again until we can figure it out. So now we put him in a simulated missile tube with some sequests and some dolphins and stuff. And what we're gonna do is we're call him a sub ER man, like a substitute teacher, educational rescue. Yeah, like a revival, like the world's never seen before. We're all getting in on this, okay? This was the plan. And then we travel back through time and we did it all, like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure instead of Bill and Ted's Bogus Adventure. It's like Bill and Ted Face the Music. Listen to the music, man. This is good stuff, man. So so we did that, and then we're like, so we got a man, and we call him Rocket Man, right? It's like, what are you talking about? That's a space center, okay? This is from a submarine, man. We don't have no rocket power coming out of the submarine. It's all pressure checks and ballast and everything else, man. So no rocket, man. They're like, we're gonna do I'll Be Back T-Man, like a Titan, like a Titan man, But they messed that movie up. What we're talking about, man, he's a team player, And I said, so we put him in this thing, he's going up, and I said, man, okay, and that's the plan. It says, man, we said, no tailgating, don't be tailgating, We need a thin blue line, on top of the water and up here, man, for the atmosphere. So now we're getting everybody called up, and we said, I'll be back. And so he says, did you talk to James Kirk? He says, yeah, man. So we got this USS Enterprise, man. And, it's to the third power. So we got this USS Enterprise, okay? And what we do is we got this USS Enterprise to the third power. And, so he's got an E3. So what we do is we call James Kirk. He's an E3 in the military, man, on a submarine, okay? So it says, okay, E3, E to the third power. And like, why doesn't James Kirk ever advance? Because, we're very humble people, man. Very humble. He said, hey, be humble and kind, man. He says, well, we could be humble and kind, but we don't let people walk all over us, okay? So it says, well, be humble and kind. Be humble and kind. It's like, okay, we're being humble and kind. E to the third power. So this is for Earth, okay? This is for Earth. Triangulation. This is for Earth. triangulation. Okay, remember, there's three sides to that pyramid. And up in space. This is for Earth triangulation. Like, all that's for Earth triangulation? Yeah, and don't forget, okay? If we get it wrong, we all sink to the bottom of the sea, like, 2,000 leagues but under the sea. And, like, man, yeah, when I went to Disneyland, when I was in high school, that was closed. Alien Encounter was closed. Everything was closed, man. It's like, you can't have the alien, under the sea boy, trying to do the space thing and telling you about the history of the USS Enterprise with, the Philadelphia experiment and all that time travel stuff. You can't. Yeah, exactly. You see what I mean? So we gotta make sure we don't go nuclear. Okay. So we put this under the sea, under the sea. You know. Okay. So, like, okay, so you might know about that. You put like a stingray under there, like in a fish. Make a fish like a stingray or something. And you take him fishing when he's a kid. He'll go fishing, he'll catch a stingray. And, like, oh man, remember that stingray? Because of the stuff exactly. And everybody already know that. So we're like, okay, that's cool, man. Yeah. So they were like, hey, so to tell you, it's Olympic sport. Okay. Now this is the coolest sport. Now in the old days, they had this thing. It was called, "Can you get a scoop?" Right? A scoop. They put this stuff in here, they set it on fire. They got a big wheel, they set it on fire, and this is cool, man. They said you can't reinvent the wheel. Now, I made another video and show you how to reinvent the wheel a couple times. So now I'm gonna show you how to reinvent the wheel, man. So they put a wheel on here, okay, and TC now is Tom Cruise going, man, that is cool. I was like, yeah, I know Tom Cruise. I'm talking to Tom Cruise right now, man, telepathically, okay? Now look, he goes, man, that is cool. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm trying to tell you, man. We reinvented the wheel again underwater for your Mission Impossible movie, and what we do is you put this, this is some of the bloopers. It's like, oh man.